Hello kids, today I am going to start with Standard 8 subject Moral Science. The chapter is How much land does a man need? Everyone is in need to spend their life. We need many things like the food we need to sustain the life, the air we need, the water we need, the other luxuries like the home, where we live, how we live, the clothes that we wear. So everything a man need. Here land doesn't mean that only the land where we live. Land here means all the necessities of life that we need to survive. But how much that should be? Is there any measuring scale? Is there any criteria that how much we need to spend our life? That we will discuss in detail in this chapter. Now let us start in detail with the chapter. How much land does a man need? As you can see, that greed cannot be satisfied. Whatever we need, as I said, the various things to survive our life, to lead our life, that we can never satisfy ourselves. That yes, this much food is enough for me that I have eaten today, or the things that I have that is enough for me to spend my life. Here we will study a small story. The more we have, the more we want. All our life we go on collecting things, and in the end we find that life is too short for our greed. The more we have, if you have 4 clothes, more you need. Sometimes we need things not because to fulfill our need, because to we are trying always to satisfy ourselves, or sometimes we need things to by seeing others that others have these many things, so we also need those things. So various people are having habit of collecting things that we are having. They think always they are having less things, so to fulfill their greed they always try to collect things. They keep on collecting things throughout the life. No doubt we should try to satisfy our needs, but at the same time we should limit our desires. We need things to satisfy ourselves or to survive the life, but there must be some limit. We should not cross that limit of our desire, of our need. That may be harmful for us or for others. In the story given below, we find that greed can lead to very grave consequence. It can result to a very great disaster in our life. This story was written by Leo Tolstoy. One day, a farmer was offered all the land he could cover in one day by walking, provided he came back by sunset to the place where he had started from. What the farmer should do? That he should go to some place till where he can come back again to the starting point from where he had started to cover the land. What the farmer had done? Let us see. The farmer rose early in the day so that he could cover as much land as possible. His greed started from the early morning, that already there inside his mind and her. He started walking very fast because he wanted to get as much land as possible. By afternoon, he had covered a great deal of land. Though he was getting tired, but he cannot satisfy his greed that he wanted to cover as much land as possible. His greed is endless. His greed was endless. His mind was very greedy. So he wanted to cover more and more land. So this is an example that greed cannot be satisfied. Late in the afternoon, he suddenly remembered that he had to get back to the place where he started from. So, he had traveled far enough. But as he was going to turn back, he saw a very green and fertile land. He thought of acquiring that land also. So, this shows that the farmer's greed was endless. He cannot stop himself to cover more and more land. His greed cannot be satisfied. As much he is getting, more he need to satisfy himself. But that was endless. Now he started his return journey. The sun was about to set. He started running as fast as possible. He was running out of breath. His heart was pumping very fast. As he was just near the starting point, he collapsed and died. Means we should not try to be greedy. We should be satisfied. We should put a limit to our desires. We should desire that much that we can easily survive our life. Other than that, that can bring a great disaster to our life, even led to death. So people always rush to fulfill their greed, their need, but need is endless until you will decide the limit that how much you need to fulfill your life or to lead your life to satisfy yourself. You have to make a margin of your satisfaction. You have to make a limit of your desire, of your need. Otherwise, like the farmer, maybe at last he got the land to bury his body under the land that is of 6 feet long. So what we understand from the story, that nature has given us enough things, but it has not given enough for everybody's or anybody's greed. We should satisfy ourselves by limiting our desires up till or up to which we can survive that much need we should have.